me happy.
Yeah? Getting heavier? Very good. You can stop after some time and feel the tingling in your hands. I'm sorry, I should not have said that. Whatever you feel. Some people, no, I feel tingling, so I just keep saying tingling. Tingling feeling, some people feel hot,
Yeah.
warm. Some people feel a crawling sensation.
Itchy.
Yeah, itchy. Yeah, yeah. That's also there.
Money.
Yeah, those are all beliefs.
Yeah.
I had so many ridiculous beliefs which really made me so miserable.
Yeah.
You know, seeing miners on the, miners, those coffee-colored birds,
Yeah.
used to ruin my days.
If you see a black cat,
A black cat, I was not so much into. My daughter laughs at me even now. You know, this miners, if I see one miner, we were taught in school like this. You know, one miner is for sorrow,
two for joy.
two for joy, three for letter. So stupid, right? So when I see one miner, I'm like, I will call upon misery into my. That's all belief. Okay, you can take on all these beliefs. We'll see how
Belief
it is.
system.
Yeah. Now you can sense another's energy also.
You can sense others.
Yeah. Yes. See, everybody has sense. It's only that we are not aware of it. I'll tell you how. All of you have, when you're walking in a lonely road, or even in a mall, say for example, suddenly you feel somebody is behind,
Yeah.
and then you look, yeah, somebody. When you started walking, there was nobody. And then you feel somebody is there. And when you see that person would be there. Someone, some stranger, going past. But you feel before you could see that person.
You already have the
How,
energy.
yeah, how do you see that? How do you feel that?
Because I think the bodies, etheric bodies or whatever.
The
connect.
aura of that person is entering into your space.
Yeah.
This is your space is not just this.
It's just,
Your space is this. Or your space can be this
Bigger.
room.
yeah.
Or your space can be this country also. You can expand your aura and walk.
This country.
Energy work is nothing but intention. There is no hard and fast machinery involved in energy work. It's all your intention. So you can make your aura as big as possible or as small as possible. So it's when someone else enters into your aura, into your space, this is your space, that's when you get to know, somebody is there. Alright? So you want to try this? Anybody come here? One of you can come and then if you want can try. Anybody who wants to try can come. Okay? Stand here. Put your hands like this. And just tell me what you feel as I walk towards you. Yeah?
A lot of tingling and heat. Now you're coming into my space.
You can feel it. You can feel when another person is there. Some people feel it very warm. I manipulate my daughter saying that. I say, wherever you go, I know what you're doing. You know? And she says no. So you can feel. You can try it now, or you can try it with your partners at home. Thank you. You can try it with your friends after going home. Learn. Energy techniques and tools have to be practiced. This learning doesn't help. So do it. Do it with people. Or there's another technique, if not for seeing this, check when you are out in a lobby or something. Turn your face from the crowd and check, is there somebody nearby? And then turn around and see there will be somebody. And then you do what you do is put your aura a little closer to you, and then you'll see that person is not there. You'll feel the person is not there. Yeah? This is how you test your energy, you sense your energy, and this is how you create an energy ball. Now this is the basics, okay? The first 2-3 slides are basic. Once you get that, then you get all the energy tools. It's just a replication of this. So you know how to create energy. You can create energy balls like this. Again, it's just intention. You do this, like somebody was saying, you're feeling heavy. You said you're feeling heavy, right? You just create a ball of energy. Again, this is nothing woohoo. This is nothing magic.
Okay.
Alright? This is science. Go check out. It's called plasma energy balls.
Plasma.
Plasma energy balls. Google and see what plasma energy ball is. So it's pure science. You create an energy ball, but how are you influencing it? By your thoughts. Intent what you want to make that energy into.
Intuition.
That's where black magic and white magic comes. Only white.
Is it?
Yeah, but what is black magic and white magic? It's nothing but energy transfer. When the intention is good, it's white magic. When the intention is bad, it is black magic. But if you are protected, no magic will affect you.
Yes.
Period. So you protect yourself. That's it. So, yes, please come in. Are you coming here?
Yes, Andrea.
Alright, so now you all have sense. I think most of you sense I didn't see here. So what if you've not sensed, this is the reason, one of the first reasons why you can't sense energy.
You are not in your body.
Yeah, you're not now. You're not
in
Presence.
the moment.
You're not in the now. You're not in the moment. You're not aware. You're not in the present.
Or your mind's outside.
You are either in the past or in the future.
You're not here.
Alright?
Okay, I'll be here.
That is why you need to be present, right? Energy is here now. So you be present, then you'll sense your energy. If you're thinking about, oh, what happened last year, or what happened yesterday, oh, what is my boss going to tell tomorrow, then you start doing this energy, nothing is a big deal. Right? Energy is there. It's not that energy is not there, because if energy is not there, you would not be alive. So energy is there for you, but you won't sense it because you're not in the now. Now, why did I say you're not in your body? Because the moment you say, be present, be in the now, you think, oh my God, it's so difficult. How can we stay present on this? Isn't it? How? Yeah, how? So it's very difficult for people to stay present. So this is an easy technique is to get into your body. Being present, being in the now is nothing but being in your body. Feel your hands, feel your legs. You just try doing that, okay? Now, close your eyes, all of you, or you can open your eyes. By the way, when you do the exercises today in class, we close our eyes because for you to get that experience afterwards, there is no such hard and fast rules that you need to close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Take in a deep breath, relax, sit however you want, put your legs on the other person, put your shoulder, relax your shoulders, just relax, take in deep breaths. Let your awareness go to your right hand. And let your awareness go to your left leg. And let your awareness go to your scalp, your hair. Let your awareness now go to your feet. Feel your feet. How does it feel? How does your feet feel? Then relax, smile, open your eyes. We did it for almost 1.5 minutes. In this 1.5 minutes, anybody had any other thoughts?
Aside from the one that I heard something there.
Yeah, that's it. You're conscious about it. That's good. But you had any other thoughts? Were you there?
No.
Thinking about what happened yesterday, thinking about what's going to happen next week?
No.
You were in the now.
Yes.
You are in the present. This is a simple technique. You can use it anywhere, anytime. You don't have to close your eyes for it. While you're traveling in the taxi, while you're traveling in the metro, while you're sitting with your boss's meetings, if you think you're speaking nonsense, just get into your body to control yourself.
I think it's easier to do it closing eyes.
Yeah, to start off, that's what I said, close your eyes. because
Just
when you
like
start
great
off-
boss.
Yeah. When you start off this work, you can do it with closed eyes so that you get the experience. Because once you get the experience, only you'll start believing in it. It's for you to believe in it and make your close the eyes. Okay? Otherwise, there is no thing like you need to close your eyes. So this is how you get into your body. Number one is to collect all your energy into the center of your head.
Okay.
It's like a magnet in your body, in the center of your head. Now, what is center of your head? Behind your eyes, between your ears. Behind your eyes, inside, between your ears.
Brain.
Okay, just imagine the space between your eyes.
We-
Oh, sorry, behind your eyes and between the ears.
I mean, I don't know, but is it the pineal gland we're talking?
Yeah. Yeah, so that is the space which is the center of the head. So what you do is get all, you just have to indent. As I said, energy, work is nothing but intention.
Okay.
No rocket science. So just intend all my energy from other people, other places, other events, other situations, other times, very important, is coming back into the center of my head.
Wow.
You imagine a magnet inside the center of the head and it's all coming back. Take in a deep breath. Do this every day morning. Children do this easily without me telling them. Have you seen children when they get up and they stretch?
Yeah, yeah.
But we adults, we feel ashamed to stretch, no?
Yeah.
Kiddos, they come and they stretch when they, like cats, they do that, right? Cats after
Yeah,
good
they
mass,
can-
legs,
yeah,
they
yeah.
do that. And intend all your energy from all these. Because you're thinking about other people are thinking about you. So from other people. Your energy is scattered in other events. You went to office yesterday, you went to the market yesterday, you went somewhere else, other places. Other events, other times, past times. You were still stuck. Maybe you had a thought about how somebody cheated you when you were 16, whatever. That is there. Or in the future. Honestly, that
Great.
yeah. So all that. So just say the sentence from other people, other places, other situations, other times. And we saw something. Energy is also inherent. Okay? It's there in your DNA, it's there in your cells. Your great grandfather did something and you are also taking the legacy of. So other times also is coming back. Okay, this is the first step. Yes. And you ground yourself.
Yes.
This is an easy technique. The most effective technique is get back all this energy into your head and see it flow. Imagine it flow. Visualize it flow through your body. Okay? As of now, you can just visualize it flowing through your body, through your legs, into the earth, into the crust of the earth, deep into Mother Nature's crust. It's flowing, it's going deep into the sands, into the water table, down, below, into the crust. And Mother Earth is either healing you, depending on your intention, and the energy is coming back into your legs, through your feet, into your cuff, into your knees, and the lowermost spine area, it is rotating and going back, it's forming a loop. Now you can visualize this in ways that is comfortable for you. You can visualize this energy as a beam of light. As a beam of light, what is shown here. Just a thin beam of light, you can visualize it. Or you can visualize it like a waterfall. Going down from the base of your spine to earth and coming back into the feet. Healing you, grounding you, stabilizing you. Or you can make it as big as a tree trunk. What am I speaking? As wide. So if you want more groundedness, if you want more stability, it gives you more stability. Right? So you can visualize this, you get what happens when you're grounded, you get more in the present, you feel more safe, focused, you get more effective, you get things done quickly. You're not spaced out. Right? And you need to practice this, see the effects of it, and you will be in the flow. It's like you'll have a big to-do list. If you're grounded, you just flow through one, you don't stress yourself out. And you can ground anybody, you can ground yourself, you can ground your kids, you can ground your pets, you can ground spaces, you can ground rooms.
How can I ground my cat? Ground my cat.
Same thing. Visualize the cat's energy going down.
Oh.
You do this. I do this, when I travel. When I travel in metros and when I travel on planes, You have these cranky kids. They really psych me out. When they start crying, you ground the kid. Usually why do children cry, especially on planes when they travel, is because of the time zone grounding.
So we can also ground our husband.
Of course. Your kids, yeah. Actually, to be honest, because it's energy work, without permission you can ground your children. Without permission you can do anything to your children energetically.
Oh.
For others, you need to take their permission. However, if you have the liberty, you can do husbands and partners.
How can we ground boyfriend?
Same thing, no? Like how you visualize. How you visualize grounding for yourself
Do
now?
I need to take permission to?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
But
no,
he
I
said
don't
it.
like.
Except for your kids or your parents also, you can do it without permission. Ideally you not, but then you can. Like if they are unwell, if they are sick and you're here, what do you do? So send them whatever tools you're using. It's fine. Right? Similarly, I try this out in metros while I'm going.
How?
When I'm a very wobbly person. Okay, so to ground and stand, if you don't get a seat, you won't move. You can try it now.
What?
What?
When the train is moving and it's stopping and starting.
Abruptly.
Yeah, every station it stops and starts. You will
Yeah.
you have to go hang around and catch something.
Yes.
If you're grounded, you stay there.
Wow.
Similarly, you can use grounding while you're traveling if you have jet lag problem. These are all the practical areas of energy that we're talking about. Okay? When you're having jet lag issues, time zone difference. Why does time zone difference happen? Because the biological clock is set to another land.
Yeah.
And by the time it sets, it takes whatever time, depending on each person's capabilities and vitality. So you can ground yourself to that time zone.
Yes.
Just intend. Now, if, for example, you're traveling from here to New York, before you start, do this grounding and say you're grounding it at New York time. What will happen? There is a side effect to it, but a nice side effect. You will be in that time zone. So if it is night, you might be sleeping throughout the plane, and it's good for you. And by the time you go there, you will set yourself in that time zone. It works. Metro works excellently. Here you all can do, two of you all, if you all are ready to do that. Or go do it with your partners. Don't let them ground first. Stand. Give them a push on the shoulders. No, push on the shoulders. Here. Okay? They will go back. They will fall. Don't push them so hard that they break your spine and they come to you. Slight push so that they, move. And then ask them to ground. And then give the same amount of push, okay? No cheating. Same amount of push, they won't move.
Okay.
This is how I convinced my daughter about energy. She would not, she's a typical Gen Z. I made her do this. And then like, Mama, your vocal things. You go teach your people. So I did this to her, and after that she's okay. She didn't always like me. So, you can do for your pets, you can do for your projects.
Project.
You have a major project. Yeah? Project. See,
Events.
events. Events also.
That's what Love Sharing is doing with her events. So see,
Yeah.
events are not cancelled. Everything is cancelled. Only this event is moving now.
I think we all do it. We all do it subconsciously, but we are not defining it as what energy work. Be blessed, right? Don't be blessed.
Yes.
That is nothing but energy. Don't we bless our food? Or we pray.
Yes.
But the only thing with prayer and energy work is, prayer is, we do it in fear. What happens when do we pray? When we say, oh my God, give it to me, I don't have it. That is the difference in prayer. But what you're doing is this. And that is why some prayers go unanswered also.
Aha.
Because it's so much of fear and so much of lack that we have. I don't have, please give me, now I need.
That's true.
So we are like wallowing in a space of lack. energy work is all about vibration. When we are like vibrating at the lowest and we are saying we want the mountain, there's a lot of catching up to do, right? So sometimes you won't get what you want.
So we should be in the same level. of
That's
energy.
what we'll talk about in manifestation.
Nice.
Right? That's how you manifest things. Okay, so this is clear. Any doubts on grounding? You can ground as a light. You can visualize a light going down. You can visualize a water fountain going down. Or you can visualize a tree trunk which is really rooted.
Yes.
Okay? So you can get more stability. If you want more stability, you can do that. You can cleanse. Similarly, you can cleanse your room. Ground your room we saw. Cleanse your room also. Cleanse your space. Cleanse your office space. Now you cleanse this room.
We can get rid of toxic people.
Yes,
right?
toxic energy. There are no toxic people, only toxic.
Toxic people.
No, but one thing is that, yeah, what you said is true, but not directly. You can get rid of toxic people. When the energy in the room is so vibrating high, even with negative emotions cannot
Yes.
come. They cannot stand that light.
They will move.
They will feel headache and
Yeah. Either they'll move off and they'll go halfway through or whatever. They will not be in that. They cannot sustain that light. So how do you do the cleansing of a room or an office or a space? Is, for example, you can visualize this room or visualize your own rooms. By the way, energy work doesn't have to be in there. You can do energy work sitting here in your home place, home country.
I see.
Yeah, yeah. Haven't you thought about a person and they call you?
Yeah. Well,
How is it happening? It's energy, you know, telepathy use. So energy travels. How are you praying for people in back home and they get healed?
yeah.
And the more you pray, collectively you pray, the more effective it is, right?
Yes.
What is it? Nothing but energy does it.
Uh-huh.
We do it every day, but we're not aware of what we're doing. Okay? So how do we cleanse a room or a space? Is, now imagine your bedroom. Can close your eyes, whichever room you want, just imagine. Relax. Relax, relax. You can keep your hands and legs however you want. Why I'm stressing on this is because the more you all start into energy work, you will hear different things like certain energy healers telling don't cross your hands, don't cross your legs. Okay? You don't have to. That's all conditions for me. Energy flows through everything. So you can sit however. Imagine the room that you want to clean, cleanse. Intent that all the sick energy, all the stagnant energy, all the energy that is not resonating with the cosmic life force is vanishing, being removed from that room. Visualize the center point of that room. Imagine where the center of that room is. Imagine there's a huge hole going down into deep Mother Earth. And imagine all the unwanted energy from that room being flushed down into that hole. Now you can imagine good energy or the intended energy that you desire filling up that room, because now the room is empty of energy. Fill it with your desired energy, with happiness or with joy or with confidence, with inspiration, with self-motivation, whatever, with love. Say thanks to your practice and you can open your eyes. Now you can do the same thing for your home, entire home. Now you did this for a particular room. For the entire home you can do just mentally make sure where the center of your home is. And do the same thing. And fill it with whatever light you want. Right? You can do it for your office spaces. But when you're doing, do it, say that good energy is passing on to everybody else. All the energy to me, okay, not that person sitting in that table, okay. Not to my boss, it's coming to me, but it doesn't work that way. Okay? Do for others as well. Now, this is not enough. Practically, if you want to do it, after this, what do you do? Okay, energy work you've done. You cleanse the room. Energetically, you cleanse. You need to declutter. Decluttering, you try doing it. It's a Feng Shui practice, but this is something what I believe in. Not Feng Shui entirely, but this one is so effective. Because all the modalities of energy, teaching, spirituality talks about change your inside and you change your outside, right? Feng Shui is the only discipline which says change outside and it changes inside. But this one thing works wonderfully. Declutter. Declutter is not cleansing. Declutter is not everyday mopping and grooming. No. Declutter is opening every cabinet of yours, taking, throwing things that you are not used for the last 6 months. Find an excuse to declutter. Christmas comes, declutter. Easter comes, declutter. Your friend coming to visit you, declutter. Just find an excuse and declutter your home. Declutter all the wardrobes,
Okay.
your makeup boxes, lipstick from 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Where?
I have lots of those.
Yeah. Show them. They're all stagnant energy. Now why? Okay, now why do you want to declutter? Because they're all stagnant energy. Try moving something in your space and see.
I move my bed every day.
Yeah. Because you have your furniture and there's this place. Move it. Just alter it. Not everybody has the luxury of revamping it. Just move little thing. Put fresh flowers.
I love fresh flowers.
Open your doors and windows. In UAE, in Dubai, we don't do that. Either it is dust, sandstorm, dust, too hot, AC is on. Hey, AC is on, close the window. Open your door and windows every day at least for 1 hour. Let the natural energy, air, fresh air come in and then. And decluttering, please do it this weekend and tell me how you are feeling. Take minimum 3 items from every room and throw. And when you throw, you take it and throw. You may have your friends helping you, family helping you, maids helping you, no. Ask them to do the other dirty work of mopping, but when you are taking, you take literally with your hands, put it in the garbage bin or put it in the charity box for charity. See how it cleanses your mind. You will get clarity. Lot of mental clarity comes with space inside your house. When I say space, it's not that you need to have a luxurious space, open space. No, it can be a cramped up house. But when you declutter it, you will get mental clarity. Light candles. Fire element is very important.
Himalayan salt.
Yeah, Himalayan salt, if you believe in it, it's fine. I don't personally believe, nothing wrong. If you believe in it, go ahead. But why I don't use it? Because that's also, and after some time it sucks in energy from the face. And it stays there with that stuck energy. So replenish it. How often do you replace it?
I just bought it.
Okay, then fine. That's fine, then it's fine. Replenish it at least every month. Don't keep it. Some people buy Himalayan rocks, Himalayan salt, keep it there for years together. What is happening? All the stuck energy, all the sick energy, whatever unwanted energy, it's there in that. It's in your room, it's in your space. What's the use of having it there? Right? So don't, with that intention, do it. Similarly with fish, people have, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Aquariums. Yeah. Okay, it's come, I'll say. Fish, aquariums, goldfish.
Yeah.
Right? It's good. But why do people actually have goldfish in it? It's a beauty element, it's a, decorative element, that's fine. But fish die, right?
I need pets.
No.
Suck in your
Yeah,
bad
actually,
energy.
They suck in our energy.
No, don't take
Actually, that is why Chinese use it. We are using it for decorative purpose. But the actual reason why Chinese use it is to suck in the sick energy and stagnant energy of their room. Right? That is why all of a sudden some fish die, right? It's not because you fed them something. That's because it's taking. It's good for you to have that. But it's not good killing another being just for your safety or for your well-being, right? So everything is energy, energy is everything, period.
Yes. So my cat is also giving me energy, right?
Yes. Yes, of course. Don't they know when you're down and out? You
Yeah.
get a warning letter from office and your dog comes and says,
He's always doing like this.
yes. Cats and dogs, they can sense your energy. They don't know, right? That you didn't pay your premium or your check has bounced. No. They are just sensing your energy. They are very intuitive. But we also are intuitive, more intuitive, but then we are like supreme beings, no intelligent beings. So we don't use that. We are also more than that. Play happy music.
Yes, yes, I do that.
Play happy music. Music also is energy.
That's my energy giver.
Yeah. Each person's music is different. Whatever suits you, please play.
Yes.
Check your mental and emotional effects after you do this. Energy work is observing after practicing. Theory doesn't help. So do it and then check and then say, oh my God, nothing happened. No. It is energy, right? It will come. Have patience. Give it time to come into your space. Okay. Check your emotional. Keep a diary. Write what you've done. What are the effects? And that will give you belief and confidence in yourself to use these tools more. Right? Now, what is the second reason? The first reason we saw is that it's not because you're not coming into the center of your head. Because not in the now. What's the second reason? Too much of noise.
Mind?
Yeah, too much of noise, no?
Monkey mind.
Monkey mind is a disturbed mind, is it?
Yeah. Why is this slide going like this? I don't know.
It's okay, we can read it.
It's because you have a lot of thoughts. You want to do something, but I will do that, I will do this, and then you have to focus on this. You have a monkey mind. That's what we call a monkey mind. It's jumping. Look at that mind coming and sitting and looking.
So both sides think.
So had it been the previous me, I would have freaked out with that seeing that Maina is. That's the Maina I was talking about. Alright. So what you do is, imagine that monkey mind, call that monkey mind an interpreter, an analyzer. Switch off that analyzer. It's like a switch. Just say, I'm switching off that analyzer and get into your higher mind. Okay? There are two ways of doing it. There are two ways of silencing your mind. One is, if you have that power, just as you said, collect yourself in your body, feel. You don't have to close your eyes, do all that. Just feel that you're in your body. You're in the center of your head. You got how to get into the center of your head.
Yes.
And then say, I'm switching off the interpreter. I'm not going to interpret anything.
Shall we?
If I'm
tell-
stuck, yeah, you can say it loudly initially.
Hmm?
But if you're out, then you cannot be saying, you can, if you're not bothered about what people talk about. You can do that.
People will say, what did I say?
Yeah. So shut off that interpreter because all the problem starts with interpreting. Okay, somebody came and said something. Fine, they came, said something and gone. No, but we will interpret. Why did he have to say this? What is going to happen? That means something happened. We keep analyzing. We put permutation combinations to something that we hear or see.
It's like overthinking.
Over. So switch off that switch where there's an interpreter and get into a higher mind for a clean room. Okay? Higher mind is nothing but a little above your center of your head. Center of your head is behind your eyes, between your ears. A little behind and up is your higher mind. So you look at your mind as a third person. Look at your body, look at you as a third person. Just close your eyes as if you're sitting here and you're looking at, you are in front. Observe what's happening to you. And then you see, oh my God, this crazy woman is sitting and thinking about what happened to you yesterday. So you switch that interpreter off and then you imagine a room in the center of your head and say, all those people who are sitting there comfortably, please move out. My boss, move out. My mother, move out. Okay? My partner, move out. My children, move out. All those people who shouted at me, move out. See, that room is empty. It's an exercise that you do to convince your subconscious mind. And you will clear your monkeyness of your mind. That is one way of doing it. And that is an easy way of doing it. Now this is called tagging your thoughts. This is usually taught during meditations. You can do this while I do this with my daughter, especially with children or with anybody else. When you have office meetings, you can do this. because you have different thoughts, right, going on.
Yeah.
Now, I practice this with my daughter because I was wanting to give her that time. So when I'm sitting there for the time, I have things about my project, I have things what to cook, right? So each one, you form a diamond and put it there. For each one, create a diamond. For each category of thought. Okay? Create a diamond. You don't have to create a perfect diamond which has 16 sides, no. Imagine 2 dots horizontal, imagine 2 dots vertical, join that.
Yeah.
Okay? Imagine 1 dot behind, down, join all those 4 to down. Imagine 1 on top, join all that 4 to. Okay? That is enough for a diamond. And you say, just talk to your mind. Talk to your mind as if you would talk to a child. And say, oh, my cooking problem, you sit there, I have something else to do. Be in this diamond. Create another one. Oh, my project tomorrow in office, you sit there. Today, now I have to speak to my whoever. My family issues, put it in another diamond. So you can create as many diamonds as possible around you. And the moment you are doing something, for example, you're sitting and making some office chart and the other thoughts are coming in, talk to it as if you are a child, talking to a child and say, okay, project coming in, okay, which is my job. You go sit there, I'll talk to you later. Now, why am I saying talk to your thoughts like how you would talk to your child? Because you'll not take no for an answer. Right? If a child wants to do something, if you say something and your child doesn't listen, will you listen? You will ensure that the child listens to you. Similarly, that's the only way you can control your mind. Because our mind is nothing but just an extension of like what you have your hands or your legs, right? Your hands, we have 2 hands, we have 2 legs. Does the leg take us to where we go? Does a hand go and pick up naturally somebody else's bottle? Right? It's listening to us. Similarly, if we have 2 legs, if we have 2 hands, we also have 1 mind. Why is the mind not listening to us? This is the way you make it listen. Alright? So these are 2 things, you can use it whenever. Now how to heal yourself is these. That's why I said these are the basic tools. Grounding is one way you can heal yourself. We saw how to ground.
So we can also heal others.
Yeah, you can heal others.
If they want to.
Not only with grounding, with little more of things, but this is a basic thing you can do to rest people, calm people down. It gives you stability, right? So run your earth energy, right? Get your energy in the center of your head, let it go down from your feet into the crust of the earth and let it form a loop so you're stabilized. That's how you run earth energy, and that can be as wide as possible. It can be as wide as this room. But ideally keep it to the width of your aura. If you say your aura is this, you can say my earth energy is this big. So nobody can come and do anything. That's why you say nobody can hurt you without your permission.
Yeah.
It's only a good morning thought, but this is the logic behind. Okay? Now, running cosmic energy is similar. We saw energy coming in, right?
Yeah.
Now we want good energy coming in. Now we took only our energy into our body. We can intend and take the cosmic energy out there. And we can intend what kind of cosmic energy wants to come out. Come into the center of your head, goes from the center of your head. Cosmic energy of love, cosmic energy of confidence. Do it before you have a speech, a presentation to make. Right? And the cosmic energy also comes into the center of your head through your chakras, but now we'll go through the chakras later. It comes into your body. From the neck it goes into your hands. And it forms a loop at the center of your spine, and it comes back again to the center of your head, and it comes out. Flows out. The cosmic energy flows out from the center of your head, covering your entire body. That is the protective layer also. That is how you protect yourself. And that is what forms your aura. Okay, so get these basics right. These are the basic tools going forward. Okay, so cosmic energy is like, see, coming in, It's forming a loop at the spine, going out, and it is forming your aura. It's there. Okay? Do this. Similarly, how do you have a doubt? Have a doubt? Okay. Similarly, healing energy. You can either say that healing energy is from the earth's grid actually. Healing energy, healing force comes from the earth's grid. If you don't want to go into the technicalities, just say healing energy is going to heal whatever part of my body and it's coming down to the hands, right? Then you form this ball. We saw how to form the ball of energy, right? Plasma ball. So when you intend it is a healing energy, you create the healing energy ball and put it to wherever in your body that you have certain aches and pains and you see it going. You can do it as many times as possible and it's effective. I do it for my knees. My left knee is only half functional. So every day morning, every day evening I do it. It does. Similarly, I healed my period pains. There was a time, forget Panadol making me their brand ambassador. I used to pop Constant like nobody's business. 15 Constants I've taken, 15 Constants in 3 days. I used to black out. Now it's reduced to 3. What did you do? Healing energy. It's not that it will cure you, it will make your journey smooth and easy. It will reduce the impact. So from 15 Constants I come down to 3 now. And I was like dysfunctional for the first 2 days. I was like, I have no good I was. Now it's okay. Now it's only the first half. So this is what you just intend what the healing energy is and put it into the place where you feel you have some discomfort. But if you don't know that, again intention works. Say, where do I need the healing in my body today? Let it go. It's not only for physical, it's also for mental and emotional as well. You're feeling anxiety, feeling anxious. Ground yourself. Run the cosmic energy. And run this cosmic energy of confidence, run the cosmic energy of calm and composedness. And then see the results. See the results and then you can, that's only then will you have confidence to do it more. Right? So this is what you get practical. I think I covered everything. Yeah. Switch off the interpreter, don't talk about things twice. You want to protect your energy? Choose whom you tell your story to. I've made this mistake big time. To every Tom, Dick and Harry, I thought, oh, I would go and tell my story. He or she may be the biggest personality on earth, but their vibe may not be good for you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, for example, I will tell you, it's completely personal. I can't stand Tony Robbins. I went for his thing there and I had to come out. Not because he is the greatest mentor. Now I like his teaching, what he says, but I can't stand his presence. So the person can be the biggest personality in the world, followed by the entire globe, but not every teacher is for every student, not every student is for every teacher. Not everybody deserves to hear your story, period. So choose. That's energy. Right? Get clarity with your words. What's that? Most of us know what we don't want more than what we want. Right?
Yes.
You ask, what do you want to do 5 years from now? Oh, I don't want to be there, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be in this job. Tell one reason what you want. Get clarity with what you want. Because when you know, make a list. This is also another exercise. Make a list after going home of what you want and what you don't want and see. What you don't want will be like this, what you want will be like this, small. What is happening is, again, energy. You're wallowing in that space of I don't have. Lack. Lack is vibrating low. Manifestation will be hard. So get clarity with your words. Similarly, when you speak to somebody, speak like how love speaks. clear cut, straight. No, honestly, you don't have. How are you? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, yeah. No, you are either good or I'm having a great time. Right? Don't wobble your words. That shows you are not, clear. You're muddled, your energy is muddled. So get clarity with your words. Can you do this for me? Yes or no?
Yes.
I will see if I'm free, then do.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
No, that shows you're muddled up here. No, don't do that. Get
There's
clarity with
also
your
no intention to do it.
Yeah.
Playing with words.
Yeah, playing with words is get clarity with your words.
If you will receive an answer like, I'll try to see if I'm free, then just answer, don't come anymore.
Exactly. Now I'll tell you, it's very difficult to start to say no. So how I practiced, like I was a people pleaser, a doormat for most of my life. So how I practiced, honestly, how I practiced saying no was giving fake excuses first.
You did?
Fake excuses. Nobody is harmed. I'm not harming them. I'm not harming me. But it's because I'm uncomfortable saying no. Somebody says, "Can you come?" I can't say no. So I will say I have other commitments. I've already booked something. My daughter wants me. Something like that. Start by doing that, but don't make it a practice. And then you'll get the confidence. And then do it with pure intentions, not to hurt the other person. The person who has invited you for something, be grateful that they thought about you. So say thanks to that person, thanks for thinking about me, thanks for that, but I have this. So what happens is, your energy is what goes to them, not your words. They won't feel bad. They will not feel bad. And then you will have the courage to say no the next time. Try doing this. And of course, be in gratitude always. Gratitude is the next high vibrating.
Yes.
And gratitude is the easiest and the simplest and the most effective bribe you can give the universe. Say more of thank you, you get more of what you're thankful for. Okay? Apologize.
Yes.
Big time. Please say sorry.
Now, my question to you is, what is the word to be used? Do we use I apologize to you or forgive me or sorry? I was told sorry should not be used.
Okay. Because sorry is a hollow container now. Anybody and everybody. You stand, oh sorry. There's no meaning with it. So forgive me. Forgive me is because it takes more courage.
More
to say
serious.
It takes more courage to say sorry. Sorry, to say forgive me.
Sorry is like
Yeah.
hello.
Empty word.
Yeah. Sorry? I didn't hear you, sorry?
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Right?
Inshallah.
So healthy boundaries, you need to have healthy boundaries. Therefore, we need to have healthy boundaries because of all the reasons that we saw now. So this is how energy travels. If you know how, any science students who know science? Anybody remembers what you learned in school? Tuning forks. Tuning forks, no?
Yeah.
If you all know,
Sticks.
if you all still remember the P of physics, you'll know.
Yeah.
It vibrates, okay? So we are like this. Like this. One tuning fork, one tuning fork. My vibration and your vibration vibrates. Right? So effects of poor boundaries. If you don't have an aura around us and if you don't have our own boundaries, this is all the things that we'll feel. We'll feel uncomfortable. We'll feel on the edge. Anybody says anything, oh my God, and then they say, don't take it personally.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Don't take it personally. No, I'm not taking anything personally or professionally if you have your boundaries. Doesn't affect you. Okay, you become in others' drama, that is especially with empaths. Somebody tells a sob story and the whole day you are sitting and thinking about them.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would have told and gone with their life.
Yeah.
You will be thinking, oh my God, what happened to them? Similarly, professional relationship, personal relationships, your relationship with your bosses, your relationship with your colleagues, all can be improved if you have proper personal boundaries. Life feels less strenuous. Now, how to set the boundaries? Same thing. The basic tool is the same. Run your earth energy, run your cosmic energy. see the cosmic energy forming your aura and visualize your aura to how you want it to be. Now you have this aura, okay? Some aura is like very less defined. Some aura, when it is less defined, what happens is you are very unclear. It's not defined. Okay, so it's very unclear, and you like others' words can affect you. You become a people pleaser that's dancing to others' tunes. If you have well defined, like if you have a real rigid aura, it's like thick. Energy's texture can also be modified as to how you want. Right? So if you have well defined, then you become more selective and you know your priorities. You know what you want. Now, there is also an aura where it is less permeable. Okay, I have my aura, it is well defined, but is it porous enough for others to enter, for others' words to enter, for others' feelings to enter? Is it permeable? Is it allowing me? So if it is less permeable, then you become insensitive. You've seen some people, right, especially in places of power and authority, no matter what you say it's like, falling on deaf ears. They have absolutely no emotions. That's because they have such rigid auras which are impermeable, less permeable, nothing goes inside. They're so overprotected. Now that comes for various reasons. Those are people who are insecure, that's why they have that. But overprotected, they are the people like, my way or the highway type. I've said this now. This is how it has to be done. But if you have highly permeable on the opposite, if you let anything and everything enter your aura, that is also wrong. Then you are going to suffer, right?
Yeah.
Then you will be like me, my past me, people pleasing and door banging. Anybody can come and trample on me and go, and I will sit and just look at him. So that is also not required. So we need an aura which is defined and which is just right, which permits what is good for us. And the others are there. So you need to claim your authority in this space. Okay? So you say anybody and everybody, all the others have authority outside my aura, on the edge of my aura. This is my space. So claim your authority in your space for a happy life. So how do you do that is, see, you create your aura, you know how to create your aura.
Yeah.
Put a permission flower. Now, a permission flower is, this is what I've drawn is a rose. You can draw a lotus. You can imagine a lotus, lotus flowers. Or you can imagine a jasmine flower. A jasmine flower, the white flower, or a rose. Now, why I'm giving you three options is because I told one of my students and she said, I'm allergic to red roses. I'm like, okay. Then going for a lotus or for a jasmine, it's just because of the structure. It's like a vortex of energy, right? A bud, rose bud, the way it forms. So it's like a vortex of energy. Lotus, jasmine, and also when you go study deeper, you realize that this reflects your crown chakra, topmost chakra. So you can imagine one of these on the edge of your aura. And this is your gatekeeper. Okay? You intend and place every day morning before you go out, intend and place. Ground yourself, run your cosmic energy, put a permission rose or permission flower on the edge of your aura, and give it the command that only what is highest and best for me is entering. And see how it changes your day. It does work. I do it when I speak with people on the phone. The last 2 months I started doing it while reading newspapers. It works because once a journalist, always a journalist, right? I just can't not read news. I have to. And with the type of politics that is going on around, I get so wild. So I put a permission rose and I read. And it's effective. You need to see the benefits. It's not impacting me as it was. Otherwise I have to rile, like what are these idiots doing? And do you have any control over that? You don't have, no?
Yeah.
It's simply spoiling my day. So put put your Burmesian rose for anything, no harm. And you can change your Burmesian flowers as often as you want. This will help you maintain good relationships. Because when somebody is coming and speaking to you, okay, you have a Burmesian rose celebration. Maintain. Again, energy work, as I said, no dramatics. When you're going to speak to somebody, just imagine it. Grounding, order, put a Burmesian rose and talk. Whatever that person says, your intention is they will get a copy of this rose in their room. They won't be affected by it. And you won't be affected by all this. Only what is good for you will come into that. Into your. This is how you maintain your authority. So with a permission flower, you'll be flexible, you'll be graceful, you'll be allowing. You can do all that. Without the permission flower, you will be protective, you'll be rigid. You want to protect yourself, right? This is what. Just wrote this here. Somebody was asking. Black magic, white magic, nothing will affect you. When you have this aura, no matter what anybody does, it will not affect you. It can be white or black. Unless you say, white, come in, please give the permission for white to come. No, but blessings. Blessings are nothing but white magic. Right? Your parents bless, our mentors bless, our elders bless us. That is white magic, right? But you don't call it white magic. Only black you call it black. So, maintaining your personal boundaries, how do you get practical? Exercising the power of force. What is exercising power of force? Stop.
Breathe.
Whenever you make a decision, before you make the decision, check with yourself, is it going to make me feel lighter or is it going to make me feel heavier? That's it. And everything from the beginning of the day, do it. Today you get a WhatsApp message from a friend. Should I reply, should I not reply? If you're not aware, what will you think? Oh, if I don't reply, then she's going to feel bad and then she's going to feel, how will I face her? Okay? All that thing will come. So you ask yourself, it will take you 30 seconds. Ask yourself, if I reply, will it make me feel lighter? Will it make me feel heavier? If it's making you feel lighter, reply. I do this with calls. People call me and I'm having lunch and I'm doing things. I'll see some people's call I take, some I don't. Only do things that makes you feel lighter. Because heavy energy is low energy. Lighter energy is lighter. You are your own best protection is very, very important. You can have all these charms and beads and rituals. It's good. I'm not saying it's not. All the crystals have their own properties, right? You wear your amethyst for protection. You wear rose gold for protection. It's good. But don't be addicted to it. Then it becomes like a black cat story. If you see, then without that you can't do. So don't do that. Don't get overprotected. Don't be over addicted to anything because you're losing your power. You have the power to protect yourself. Because we are part of that consciousness. If we are part of the divine, if we are, like we say in religious terms, if we are God's child, we have the same power of God. Then why do you want to protect yourself with other things? Do it, but don't be addicted. So that it cripples you, don't do that. Similarly, do a relationship audit every time, please. Like how you do decluttering. Every 6 months, see which friends need to go out, whom you need to hang out with. Like Grim John says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend time with. So see a relationship audit. You don't have to cut ties off and not look at them at all, but less interaction with such people who are not good for you, who are not making you grow. That's it. Be assertive, like we said, how we say no, and master your mind. To keep energy vampires out. You won't have narcissists in your life if you master your mind, say no, do all these things. Right? I had energy vampires also in my life. And that's how I turned into this. That's another reason employers are who are narcissists. They come and just take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And you just cannot say no to them. That is because you are valuing in a lower space of energy. So once you start claiming your authority, those people cannot stand your life. Right? So, you want to take a break?
Lunch will be ready by 12:30.
Yeah.
It's 12:30.
12:30. We'll take a break and we'll come back. You have any doubts until now?
Questions?
Any doubts? Any questions? Do a relationship audit, not only in the real world, in the virtual world also. Honestly. Check your Facebook friends, check your Insta friends, check. There are so many jacks out there just sitting in. Everything is energy, energy is everything. Energy passes through Facebook and Instagram also.
Yes. How you caption your post?
Yes.
It's the energy.
Especially WhatsApp groups.
No.
If you're part of WhatsApp group, you read you chat with some people, afterwards you feel so uneasy. Or you read certain posts, after some time you feel so restless and you feel so heavy and feel so uneasy. You started reading with a nice mind, just sitting and browsing, and then you feel so miserable after that. Not all, some. That's the energy. How the person, the energy of the person when he or she wrote that, or when he or she posted that, that is what you are taking. So do a relationship audit for your social media once every 6 months.
I unfollow dramatic people.
Honestly.
Drama.
Social media and real life. Now, I am told, I'll tell you another example. When I tell this to my friends back in India, they say, oh, it's easy for you. You sit in Dubai and you can say, we are the ones facing our relatives over here. Yeah? We have 101 relatives, they are the ones dominating us. How can we say no to extended family?
Yeah.
Do this.